What's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. So yesterday we had another amazing day. This is 2 days in a row where we demolished the books. Yesterday was an 11-0 day. That's a straight sweep on the board yesterday. A lot of those actually came from the live betting. I was going to come back and get on the live so you can see how I placed these on the live, but we didn't get to 100 likes. So that's the reason I didn't do it. If we get to 150 likes today, I'll come back today and hit the live again in front of you guys while I'm streaming it. So if you get to 150 likes, well, I'll do that. I'm going to go through the entire slate on the teams that matter, the games that matter for the playoffs. So you can take a look at the NBA. There's 3 different teams that I'm looking at. I've already placed the bets. I've already thrown them into the VIP. I'm going to tell you 3 of those that I'm throwing into a 3-leg parlay. I don't like doing 3-leg parlays, but today it's important because there's such heavy favorites that just to bring down the juice, I had to do that. Please make sure to subscribe. We're throwing out a lot of free value. I threw out a free pick yesterday. We were on a little bit of a slump, but we've turned that around dramatically in the last 2 days. So let's get right into it. So again, yesterday was an 11-0 sweep. In the video that I created separately yesterday, I did say that if Wemby didn't end up playing, to skip the Spurs. So that's exactly what I did. He didn't end up playing, and they ended up losing. So I didn't take that bet. Anyways, 11-0 sweep yesterday. And then the day before that was actually a 10-2 run. So Wednesday, overall, it's a 21-2 in the last 2 days. This is an incredible record coming from a slump and then just demolishing the books overall. And the game changer has actually been the live betting. We're undefeated in the last 2 days. And like I mentioned, if I would have had 100 likes yesterday, I would have came back and showed you that. I actually did 9 straight winners on the live yesterday. Let me quickly show you the receipts of the wins, and then I'm going to get right into the plays. There's 3 different teams that are very strong today. They're so heavily juiced that it's important that you have to either parlay them or take the risk of getting the spread. But the spread is so high that it's not really worth it. So I'm going to talk about all that, and I'll get into it. Let me just show you the receipts very quickly, and then we'll get into it. So this is the one I shared yesterday. Wizards at a plus 25.5. The Nets at a plus 25.5. These guys actually ended up almost winning this game. They ended up losing in overtime, but again, they were very close to even winning this game. They could have lost by 25, and we would have still won this bet. So then in college, we had a 2-leg right here that hit very easily. You can see at no point was there a risk of losing this bet. Then we also had Virginia, which hit. And then this one I lucked out. So this is actually a lucky one because the Spurs ended up losing. I took them straight up. But because I bet this on Bet365, they did an early. So what happens is that if your bet is demolishing the other team, so one team is demolishing the other team, then you get paid out, called an early payout. So anyways, this was a win because it was on Bet365. Oh, this was the last live bet that I did yesterday. You can see it won right there. And then I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but just look at this right here. These are all from yesterday. You can see the top right there. It says 1, the other one hit, the other one hit, the other one hit. And again, it was a 9-0 sweep on the live betting. All right, guys, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to show you guys the slate for today for the NBA. There's a lot of details. I'm not going to get into every single one of those details. Otherwise we'll be here all day. So I'm just going to give you the important ones. Right here, there's a lot of games that are on a back-to-back. There's a lot of teams that are tanking. There's a lot of teams that still need positioning in the playoffs. And there's other teams that are already locked in their position in the playoffs. So all of this matters. That's the reason that I actually went in a slump, because I wasn't really paying attention like I started to for the playoff picture. So one thing for the playoffs, you can see, I'm not going to get into all of these. This is New York Knicks on a 1-day rest advantage. The Toronto Raptors have a 1-day rest advantage. Cleveland has a 1-day, and then the Clippers also have a 1-day rest advantage. So what this means is that the Bulls, the Dallas, Phoenix, Pacers, they're all on a back-to-back. Important one here too is Memphis and Detroit. They're both on back-to-backs. So what this means is that they're going to be both tired. So you might want to be looking on the under on that one. So the overall picture, I'm not going to get into all the details today, like I mentioned, but the overall picture is that the Pistons are pretty much safely in the playoffs, and the Grizzlies are effectively they're out. So there's low desperation on both sides. I would skip this game if I were you. And especially because they're both on a back-to-back, you might want to look on the under. The next one, oh, by the way, guys, if you want this tool right here, it's called the SharpEdge. It's 2 weeks for free. I'm going to show you the live betting tool very quickly. I'm going to show you just a screenshot of it. But if you want that, it's part of the SharpEdge now. I've been talking about it for a few days, and that's the reason we were able to hit all those wins. So again, if you want 2 weeks for free to check it out, the link is in the description for the SharpEdge. All right, so I really like the Knicks in this position. They're pretty much playing all the kids. The G League over here for the Pacers. The only situation is that the Knicks are safely in the playoffs and the Pacers are pretty much eliminated. So the Knicks actually still want to win because they want positioning. Now the spread is a little difficult to judge because, like I said, they're pretty much in the playoffs. They do want to win this game, but they don't care about covering the spread, just like I've been talking about. Also, the Pacers have a lot of young people in there. They're going to be trying to score to show off and, you know, get better payouts for themselves and stuff like that, better contracts. So they are on a back-to-back, and they're pretty much missing their entire squad. So for them to cover the spread is going to be difficult, but I do like the Knicks in this position. On top of that, they have a one-day rest advantage. So the only real game on the board right now, and what I mean by real is that they're both trying very hard to win this game. They're both in like the 6 to 10 position. They want to get better positioning in the playoffs. So the Suns and the Raptors, it does say right here that the Raptors are supposed to win by 6. On top of that, the Suns are on a back-to-back. So you might want to look at the Raptors on the money line or the spread. I'm not touching that game. I just don't like all the, you know, the injuries and stuff like that. I'm staying away from that. But the Raptors are supposed to win this game, especially being that the Suns are on a back-to-back. And they're both actually playing hard to win this game. So Cavaliers right here should win this game very easily. You can see the projected scores that them to win by 9. They do have a one-day rest advantage, and they're actually top 4 in the East right now. So what they're playing for is positioning. They want the top 3 positioning, and pretty much the Mavericks are out. Plus, Mavericks have a lot of injuries, and they're on a back-to-back. So you might want to look on the Cavaliers, but the spread is huge. So you might want to buy it back a few points or whatever. On this Pelicans and the Rockets are safely in the playoffs right now. They're pretty close to getting good positioning. And then the Pelicans are on the bubble, what they call. So there is no real pressure on either one of these teams to win. I'm staying away from that game completely. On the Timberwolves and the Warriors, I'm actually looking on the under, but the Timberwolves do. So the Timberwolves actually do already have safe positioning, and the Warriors are on the bubble as well. So they're like 8 and 9 range. So they do want to win. However, they're missing Curry. So there's a lot of things like that. I'm not touching the Warriors at all. I'm actually looking on the under for this game. There's actually stronger urgency for the Warriors, but like I said, they're missing key players. The Trailblazers actually still have a chance to be in the playoffs, like in the bubble or the bottom 10 or whatever it is. And the Jazz are pretty much out. I'm not touching this game at all. There is a urgency for the Trailblazers to win, but there's so many injuries in this game. There's so many contradictions, and the spread is humongous. I'm not touching this. The Clippers should win this game very easily. The Bulls traveled. They're on a back-to-back, and the Clippers have been dominating very recently. They've been winning a lot of games. The spread is huge for the Clippers, and they're actually like fighting for 8th and 9th position in the playoffs. And the Bulls are pretty much either on the bubble or they're out. They're very close to being out in the next couple of games if they don't keep winning. And the Clippers, like I said, have been red hot going against a depleted Bulls roster. Plus the Bulls traveled and they're on a back-to-back. So the 3 teams I want to give you that I actually went with is I took the Clippers on the money line, I took the Cavaliers on the money line, and I took the Knicks on the money line. So the 3 teams I'm actually going with that I wanted to share with you is the Cavaliers, the Knicks, and the Clippers on the money line. I've explained the reasoning behind it. You can go like -2.5, -3.5 if you want to get better odds. I took them on the money line and paid the juice because I don't want to mess around with anything. As long as they win the game, that's all I care about. Please make sure to subscribe, guys. Get the free picks. Links in the description for the free picks. Check out the 1-day pass, 1 week, 1 month. Also, check out the Discord is 7 days for free. And the SharpEdge 2 is 2 weeks for free. Last thing I'll mention is, like I said, is the live scanner. It's right there. There's the live betting scanner, and it's right there. That's part of the SharpEdge, and it's 2 weeks for free. This is the way it looks. I'm not going to go into all the details. I'll make a whole new video on this, but basically this is the game that's going on right here. It's telling you that this is a strong lean. It'll tell you if this is a strong lean or if there's no leans at all. It'll tell you right here, pretty much the tier. Also, this is the opening line, the current line. It tells you that this moved 6 points, this one moved 5 points, this one moved 5 points. It gives you all the injuries. So for example, if you were looking at the Detroit Pistons with the Grizzlies over here, there's literally 14 people that are injured in that game. So that affects it. If you click on this is not a live feed. This is just a screenshot, but if you click on this injuries, it'll show you all the injuries. So this is a very powerful tool. That's the reason I've been demolishing the books with this tool. I hope that all makes sense, guys. Let's get to 5,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you so much. Let's have a great day. If we get to 150 likes in this video, I'll come back today and I'll do the live betting. There's 2 games that I really like on the under. So I'll be paying attention to those 2 games specifically. Let's have a great day. Thank you so much.